like we would invite each other. Like she invited me to her house for Thanksgiving. I met her mom. What did your mom say? She said,
"Oh no, my family. I was my mother."
Yeah.
But everybody was saying, "Now that's the kind of guy you should be dating." And I was like, "No, that's my friend."
Hold on, so I want to understand this. How you get invited for Thanksgiving and your boyfriend wasn't there?
You know what? Because what happened was, no. Matthew and I just hit it off just personally. Like he was just such a great friend to me.
But
He
where is your
he was
boyfriend
just
at
so
this point,
kind.
at the Thanksgiving
You
dinner?
know, my family didn't really like him, so he wasn't really invited at the time. You know, he wasn't really welcome at the house. You know? Yeah, so my family was not really feeling. They weren't really feeling him. So,
so she's like, "Well, Matthew comes."
Yeah, I was like, Matthew's cool. I got my best friend at the time was going to be there. My favorite cousins were going to be there. So I was thinking like, oh, you know, we'll just have like a good time, because he always had this like. We would stay on the phone for hours, but he just always had a kindness about him that I really, really appreciated. And I was like, okay, you know, just, you know, come stop by. You know, plus he was going to Carson to go see his girlfriend anyway.
I was about to ask
you,
did you have your girlfriend?
Yeah, the girl I was talking to, I ended up going to her house, and then I just stopped by. It wasn't. I didn't stay that long, maybe like a couple hours. Yeah. And then the girl I was talking to at the time, which ultimately was my girlfriend. We were just talking at the time, but she invited me to her grandma's house. So I ended up going in there.
You were making rounds, meeting the family. Picking up the to-go plate.
Sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie. And so Matt, when you were dealing.
Hey, guys, welcome to Little Blackbird 91. Listen, you know me. Listen. This story was a beautiful story. I can't lie to you. I love a good story. But no matter how much you wrap it up in bow, let's be honest, it's a deadly story. Now, at the time this story is actually taking place, I want to give you a bit of context, okay? They're 17. I want to give a context. They're 17, okay? Now, they don't get together until 18 years later. This is them when they first were getting together. So I'm going to play the whole clip from the very beginning. But I found this interesting, and I'll tell you why I found it interesting. The way they're telling the story, I'm hard-pressed to find that nothing ever happened between the two of you. But let's say nothing ever happened between the two of them. Boundaries were definitely crossed. And let me tell you something. When I do the bigger breakdown, this is only about 25 minutes. When I do the bigger breakdown, I'm going to do it from an attachment perspective, because I believe this young lady is a fearful avoidant, and I think he's more anxious, right? And I think it plays a massive role in the way that they deal with each other, because she is used to toxic relationships. I mean, she was always in a toxic relationship. Okay. All right. She's always in a toxic relationship. And at the time, he was a Muslim, she was Christian. But it's funny, because if you listen to what she's saying, I always listen to what people tell you in the moment. Her reason for not seeing him as somebody was never about him being a Muslim, right? So I found that interesting. I was like, well, okay, hold on, wait. So because if it was about him being Muslim, she would have said, listen, yes, he's my friend, but he was Muslim. I could never see him that way. You know what I'm saying to you? When I don't hear certain words, I'm like, something else is afoot and something else is amiss here. But you know what? We're going to break it all the way down. Listen, they were friends for 18 years. I believe that, and of course, they got into other relationships. They got married. They both, he got married. She got into other relationships as well. I believe that obviously that, God has a funny way of making things work. I just find it interesting, some of the stories, because I like to unearth them. I like to go deeper. So we're going to go deeper with the story about 18 years in the friend zone. We go and break it all the way down. So let's go to the very beginning, because they're going to break this story down. It's an interesting story, and I want to get your perspectives on this. Let's get to the very beginning.
And it's one of those things. It's like we have so much going on. She likes quality time. I'm focused on launching this app, so it takes a lot of.
I'm just saying, we make it all work.
We're not here. We ain't got to that point.
I'm like, some people
we got Thursday at 5.
Okay, here we go. Let's up.
And I immediately saw Erica, and I beeline straight to her. Like it was like, I wouldn't say love at first sight, but she was just absolutely stunning. And I just went straight to her. I started talking to her, and we instantly hit it off, and I got her number. And
I just want to pause it here. I need you to wait, hold on. I need you guys to work with me here. Okay. We're breaking this video down. Okay. What did you hear him just say? I just want to know. Shout out to Rochelle with 100. Rochelle, thank you. God bless you. May the Lord keep on blessing you. May he line your pockets and extend them. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I want you to, what did you just hear? I want to know what you guys has heard, because I want to keep it 100 and a buck. Okay. This brother said straight away, he saw her, he beelined for her, and he went towards her. Now, if a man comes and beelines towards you, ladies and gentlemen, if you are aware that this man beelines towards you, will you say he's a friend? Will you say that this man was approaching you as a friend if he beelines towards you? Now, I'm making that clear so we can listen more.
And then I called her mom.
Hold on, how you call her mom?
Because she gave me her mom's number.
I was so nervous. I was so nervous.
Why you give your mama number?
It was so, all I saw, I was talking to my friend, and all of a sudden I saw these eyes. I mean, Abby has very pronounced eyes. If you can imagine, I'm looking at my friend and all I see are these eyes staring straight at me. And I said, oh my God, I said, Nelly, this guy is looking straight at me. He's coming over here. And by the time she said what, I said, never mind, girl, he's already here. And he was right there. He was just looking at me and I was thinking, oh my goodness. And at the time, I had a boyfriend, but I had friends. And so, but I,
Wait. What's going on? Yeah, this story's a mad thing. Okay, all right. It's a mad thing. We need to wait a minute. Hold on, let's go backwards. What are you talking about? We're not gonna skip that. You see, Latera skipped it because he got to do the show. But as for me, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna cipher through what you just said, because that's a whole lot of hogwash. This is the hubba type of behavior I'm talking about. When you start dealing with badinas, find women like this are gonna combobulate your mind top. Aye. Let's listen again.
Saw Erica and I beeline straight to her. Like it was like, I wouldn't say love at first sight, but she was just absolutely stunning. And I just went straight to her. I started talking to her and we instantly hit it off and I got her number. And then I called her mom.
Hold on, how you call her mom?
Because she gave me her mom's number.
I was so nervous. I was so nervous.
Why you give your mama number?
It was so, all I saw, I was talking to my friend and all of a sudden I saw these eyes. I mean, Abby has very pronounced eyes. If you can imagine, I'm looking at my friend and all I see are these eyes staring straight at me. And I said, oh my God, I said, Nelly, this guy is looking straight at me. He's coming over here. And by the time she said what, I said, never mind, girl, he's already here. And he was right there. He was just looking at me and I was thinking, oh my goodness. And at the time, I had a boyfriend, but I had friends. And so, but
I have friends is crazy work. I had a boyfriend, but I have friends. It's absolutely madness. I'm sorry. I know you're 17, but let's keep it a buck. She had toxicity in her. Let's just keep it a buck, because when I break this down, I like to break it down from a psychological perspective. We laugh about it and we joke about it. It's funny. It is funny because she's 17 and we're young, right? We all do dumb stuff, and I've done dumb stuff at 30. So I ain't gonna lie to you, but it's a boundary issue. See, whether you're 17 or 30, at that time when that man approached you, when he beelined towards you, you gave him your mother's number, which means you can call your mom's house, right? And at first I was like, mom's number, that's kind of weird. Then I realized, no, he's giving you your mom's number, That's crazy. That's inside of your house, blood. That's inside of your network. That's inside of your safety. That's, you know what? I think that's even worse than giving your number out. Giving it your mom's number. Go. You know what I'm saying to you? So we immediately see now we have boundary issues. Okay, all right. We have boundaries. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because I feel like for 18 years that they didn't get married, it's because they both had issues that they were trying to sort out in between that time before they actually got to a relationship later on. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Like, I think that's what all of us, even myself, knowing my own journey now, I realized I wasted 3 or 4 years because of the trauma that I didn't sort out. And if you don't sort out that trauma, for a lot of us, the trauma will sort you out. So listen a bit more. She had a boyfriend at the time, okay? A boyfriend at the time. But then she said, but I had friends though. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this also is because of her attachment style. Her attachment style, I believe, is a fearful avoidant. This plays a massive role because people who are fearful avoidant, just like dismissive avoidance, can play these games where when they have not fully settled, when they're not willing to mature, when they're not willing to have the emotional boundaries, because sometimes they're afraid, right? Because they're afraid of putting those boundaries on people, because they're not sure how to say no, because also sometimes they like to indulge. Okay, they know better than anybody else. Okay, right? So those struggles can play a role, right? That this should have been an immediate shutdown, but I guess maybe she was afraid. Like she said, she was afraid of when he approached her. So maybe that's why she gave her mom's number. Maybe she genuinely was afraid.
I was so nervous with how he approached me that when he had finally, at the end of us kind of talking and chit-chatting for a little bit, he asked me for my number. I was so mesmerized by this face that I started saying 310. And in my mind, I'm thinking I know this number, right? Like I know this number, and it sounds right. But I just continued to give him my mother's number, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with what I was saying. I was like, I knew that I was giving him a number. Right. Yeah, and I was like, something's going on here. I can't figure it out. And
well, hold on. Some people may think that this is like 3 years ago when y'all met. No, this goes back. You were how old during that time?
Yeah, I was 17 years old.
And then Matthew, you were how old?
Yeah, I was 20. So I was a sophomore in college.
And so it's way back then. This ain't talking about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So you were 17. He was 20. And so when you gave, they're like, why she give her mama phone number? Wrong one. Yeah. Wrong one giving her mama phone number. What right. And so you were 17 years old. And then what happened, Matt?
So I ended up calling her because my friend got her friend's number, and then her mom picked up. She was like, "Hello." I was like, her voice sounds different, but yeah, I was like, yeah, we just met at Jerry's Deli because I thought it was her. I was like, okay, maybe her voice changed a little bit, but I was like, she was like, "Hello." I'm like, I was like, we just met at Jerry's. I kept repeating it, and then she was, "Oh, you got the wrong number," and then. You were at your friend's house.
I was out past curfew with my friend. We were supposed to be back like maybe an hour.
So she was out when she should not have been out. She got a little bit of a rebellious streak in her. And I'm mentioning this on purpose because I think that's why and I'm not saying she's rebellious in a bad way. It's more a case of what she had been through. This causes, and of course, we all rebelled at this age, right? We all snuck out. Curfew don't mean nothing to us. We don't like that. You know what I'm saying to you? I've been there. I got locked out a few times at the house because I was just trying to break curfew.
Hour or so before, and what ended up happening is we ended up getting to.
You supposed to start out by what had happened was.
Yeah, what happened was we get to Nellie's house, and her mother, she's Russian, so she's like Nalichka, telling her like because Nellie's phone, her house phone is ringing, so she didn't even call my mom didn't call my cell phone. She didn't call Nellie's cell phone. She called the house phone. She's like she's supposed to be at the house, So we are rushing, trying to get into the door to get to the room to answer the phone because Nellie's mom is asleep. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. And Nellie's mom is like calling Nalichka. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is terrible. So we finally get into the room. I pick up the phone and I'm like, hello, mom. She's like, some boy named Matthew just called. And he said he just met you at Jerry's Deli. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? I'm sleeping. I was like, so I had to play it off. Now she knows the truth, but I was out past curfew.
She didn't know before. She know now. Mama, you know now. She lied to you.
But that's it. So I was thinking like, oh my God. I was like, that's what I did. I was like, that's why I've had that feeling of like something's right, but it's wrong at the same time.
You got yourself in trouble.
Yeah, I got myself in trouble. So it almost didn't happen. But luckily, his friend was on the phone with my friend. And I said, oh my gosh, tell him to throw that number away. Give him my cell phone number. Tell him to call me. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. So
now wait, hold on a minute now. Now, why is she so excited why is she so excited to tell her friend, listen, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. Give him my number. Baby, you got a boyfriend. Now, of course, this is inconsequential because they never actually date until later on. But the way they're telling the story, I just can't see, I can't see how she's so oblivious. Unless I feel like maybe there's parts of the story that are probably missing. That's why parts of the story is missing. So we're not able to get the fullness because this don't make no sense. Okay, now old girl's out here taking a number that she had a man at the time, and listen, what's gonna happen?
Ended up connecting that night, albeit giving him the right phone number, an hour later. So, but I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah.
And so initially, what was it? You said this face you were attracted to. He said he saw you. And what was your first inclination when you saw her, Matt?
Yeah, I was just like, she's like absolutely stunning.
So you felt like she was beautiful, but you weren't thinking wife at that point, were you?
No.
Were you thinking about relationships?
To be honest, I was in college. I wasn't thinking about like wife and kids, but I just thought she was really attractive and it was someone I would love to get to know. So I ended up getting her number. And we just remained friends. As we were like talking, I found out she had a boyfriend.
We just remained friends and we were talking. Wait, what? Y'all ain't gonna pull the wool over my eyes. This don't even make sense. Why are you not talking? As you're talking, she knows she got a boyfriend. But once you find out, do you not think it's weird? Don't get twisted. I'm telling you from a person who's actually done this before. So I know that if I find out you got a boyfriend, I'm telling you, I'm trying to do things, blood. You can't pretend as if you were just trying to be friends. I think they've sanitized the story, and that's fair. I'm not listen. I think it's absolutely fair to sanitize the story. Maybe the Lord has allowed them to tell the story, but in a certain way. You got to be smart sometimes and guard your story. So I'm not going to be angry at it. I'm just saying what it is. It don't make sense.
He had a girlfriend.
So there was a girl I was talking to, and like we would invite each other. Like she invited me to her house for Thanksgiving.
Wait, hold on. Listen
about like wife and kids, but I just thought she was really attractive, and it was someone I would love to get to know. So I ended up getting her number, and we just remained friends. As we were like talking, I found out she had a boyfriend.
I found out he had a girlfriend.
So wait, he had a girlfriend, she had a boyfriend. Oh, y'all got some boundary issues. It's okay. I've been there too. I'm not judging. I'm just saying we had some boundary issues. You got a girlfriend, she got a boyfriend, but you're pursuing. I mean, he actually clarifies and says that actually it was just a girl that he was seeing. So it wasn't necessarily he didn't necessarily have a girlfriend. He had a girl that he was seeing. She had a boyfriend. Now listen to where it's gonna go. Okay.
There's a girl I was talking to, and like we would invite each other. Like she invited me to her house for Thanksgiving. I met her mom.
What?
What did your mom say? She said,
"Oh no, my family. I was my mother."
Yeah.
But everybody was saying, "Now that's the kind of guy you should be dating." And I was like, "No, that's my."
Hold on. So I want to understand this. How you get invited for Thanksgiving and your boyfriend wasn't there?
You know what? Because what happened was.
Hold on a minute. So listen to what you were saying. Next man gets invited to the Thanksgiving and your boyfriend doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am not 15, and even if I was, I'll still be looking at you weird. There's no way. That's not even a friendship at that point. How do you get invited to it's like me inviting someone to Christmas, inviting another girl that I've met that approached me to give her my number. I've now given her my number. I invite her to Christmas, and then at Christmas I say, you know what? My girl can't come. My family don't like her. But you know what? The girl that you can come. Call it what you want, baby. Okay? Call it what you want. It's all crazy work. You know what I'm saying?
No, Matthew and I just hit it off just personally. Like he was just such a great friend to me.
But
he honestly was just so kind.
At the Thanksgiving dinner?
My family didn't really like him. So he wasn't really invited at the time. He wasn't really welcome at the house. Yeah. So my family was not really they weren't really feeling him. So
so she's like, well, Matthew come.
Yeah, I was like, Matthew's cool. I got my best friend at the time was gonna be there. My favorite cousins were gonna be there. So I was thinking like, oh, we'll just have like a good time. Because he always.
So wait, your cousins are going to be there. Your best friend's going to be there. So he's already meeting your family. So he's already meeting your family. You mean to tell me that he meeting the family and you talking about friend? Oh, okay, sis.
Always had this like. We would stay on the phone for hours, but he just always had a kindness about him that I really, really appreciated. And I was like, okay, just, come, stop by. Plus he was going to Carson to go see his girlfriend anyway.
I was about to ask you, your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Let's pause it again. What do you mean? You're on the phone for hours. Come on now. You're on the phone for hours. Wait, you got a boyfriend. How can you be on the phone for hours? Oh, I know this game. I know this game. I've lived this game. I've breathed this game. I know this game inside out. You're telling me that you're on the phone for hours, so much so that you can invite the person round? Come on, we playing now here, baby. We playing, and that's okay. I'm not mad at it. I understand it. I'm just saying I understand it. Okay, I'm not mad at it. I'm not here to shoot you down. I'm just here to just enjoy the story. You know what I'm saying to you? I've been here, so I know.
The girl I was talking to, I ended up going to her house, and then I just stopped by. It wasn't. I didn't stay that long, maybe like a couple hours. Yeah. And then the girl I was talking to at the time, which ultimately was my girlfriend. We were just talking at the time, but she invited me to her grandma's house, so I ended up going in there.
You were making rounds, meeting the family, picking up the to-go plate.
Sweet potato pie.
Yeah, sweet potato pie. And so Matt, when you were dealing with her during this season, y'all friends.
Wait, dealing?
Oh, we don't say dealing. As you were.
That smile told me all I need to know. That smile told me all I need to know.
Rounds, meeting the family. Picking up to go plate.
Sweet potato pie.
Yeah, sweet potato pie. And so Matt, when you were dealing with her during this season, y'all friends,
wait, dealing?
Oh.
Yeah, you were dealing. What else were you doing? I don't know. Yeah, you were dealing because you're emotionally. Even if you weren't cheating physically, emotionally, you were dealing with each other. Like, I'm sorry, you're talking for hours, enough for him to come around your house on a Thanksgiving, meet your friend, your best friend, and your cousins. Yeah, you're dealing, sis. And you, sir, you are dealing. Yes, you are dealing with each other. I know you want to call it something else, but let's call it what it actually is. Y'all emotionally involved, but they were young. I'm not here to judge.
Okay, we're going to say Dylan. As you were getting to know her during this season, yeah, I told you, that's an inside joke what I said earlier. But I'm not going to use Dylan. We're going to use it. So as you were having the privilege to interact with Erica during the season of your life, was it anything romantic at that point? You got this girlfriend, you saw her, you said, she is strikingly beautiful. I want to get to know her. You approached her. That wasn't platonic. You approached her from a romantic standpoint. It transitioned to platonic really quickly. But was it always platonic in this season? We're going to talk about this season. When you go into a house to go get some sweet potato pie for Thanksgiving, was it strictly platonic?
At that time, yes. I think over the years, because it was like years that we were talking.
We're going to stop right there.
Oh, hold on now. He said at that time it was, but after talking over years, I didn't even catch that the first time round. Oh my days. Hey, listen, I'm not mad at it, you know. I'm not mad at it. I'm really not mad at it. I get it. You know what I'm saying to you? I really, really get it. I'm just saying, I've lived a life, so I know this language. Yeah. Let's just scoot back a little bit. Because
you saw her, you said, she is strikingly beautiful. I want to get to know her. You approached her. That wasn't platonic. You approached her from a romantic standpoint. It transitioned to platonic really quickly. But was it always platonic in this season? We're going to talk about this season. When you go into a house to go get some sweet potato pie for Thanksgiving, was it strictly platonic?
At that time, yes. I think.
At that time, yes. You know what platonic means, guys? Right? Wait, there ain't no platonicness when you fancy her, bro. You know what I'm saying to you? There's nothing platonic about an interaction where you are attracted to her. There's nothing platonic about it. You know what I'm saying to you? Now, you might have kept the boundaries, which we didn't because you went around the house during Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, that's an emotional boundary. But there is nothing platonic about this situation.
Over the years, because it was like years that we were talking.
We're going to stop right there.
And he said over the years. Pay attention to that.
We're going to unpack all that because I want to see what transitions. Because I always tell people that I really believe in friend and fiance, and so I want to unpack how this stuff evolves and why it can evolve in a beautiful way like this, or evolve in a beautiful way like this. And so when you were looking at him during this season, it was strictly platonic.
It was.
And you this boyfriend you got, that's where your heart and mind is.
And I was like down. I was loyal.
There's nothing, baby. You weren't loyal. I'm sorry to say it. I know you wanna cling to that image that you were clean and loyal. You weren't. You took another man's number, became friends. Now in your head, you probably told yourself, "I'm not going to do anything," but you already broke boundaries. Did your boyfriend know? No. Did your boyfriend know? Did your boyfriend know at that time that another man who you had met, who approached you, who fancied you, okay, came to it? And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because having coached a few fearful avoidance, right? The boundaries get blurred. So the idea of what loyalty is, the idea of what cheating is, gets blurred. And having studied as well, right? So she likes toxic relationships. I'm gonna call it what it is. Okay, she likes toxic relationships. It is what it is. She likes toxic relationships. I think at that time she liked toxic relationships. She couldn't see that man. Right now, she kept him close enough to be a friend. She wasn't looking at him like that. I know that she said about how handsome his face was. I believe that's the truth, but maybe at the time she didn't see that way because you give him, you know what I mean? Like, or maybe you were looking for a replacement. Who knows? But you didn't actually make that step forward, right? I think he lacked something at the time. Here's what he lacked. He lacked toxicity. That's what would have taken her over the edge. He didn't have the toxicity that she required. He was a very nice guy. And that's why she couldn't then take that step with him. I don't. That's nothing wrong with it. I think it's just where she was at the time. Okay, it's just where she was at the very, very time that she didn't see it that particular way. Okay, and again, this is before They don't get married till 18 years later. So
yeah,
we're gonna talk about how loyal you was. And here we go. We're gonna talk about that. And so she ride or die for real. So here you are. You got this girlfriend. Now take me. What happens in this moment? So you're still in high school at this time.
I was.
You're in your senior year.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in your senior year. Who goes to the prom with you?
None of them. My boyfriend didn't go. He didn't go. It was just actually, I went to prom with it was just a really good friend, someone that I like hung out with.
Right.
Yeah. It was just like, we were cool. I was like, look, I don't want any, and the reason why I chose to go with him was because I wanted no obligation.
Exactly.
I just wanted someone I knew I was going to have fun with.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened? So now this relationship that you have with this guy, what happens with this relationship?
So the boyfriend that I had, oh gosh, I'll just be okay. So
welcome to the yellow couch.
No, really, because the boyfriend that I had, I started dating him when I lied to him. I was 15. I told him I was 16 and that my birthday was going to be in January. And when I met him, it was the winter time. So it was about 3 months. So technically he could have thought I was going to be 17 pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
So
the story don't, you know what, sister trifling, I can't, our good sister in the Lord is trifling. When she was young, she was trifling. I can't lie to you. And I mean in the most sanctimonious way, no, this is a different story. It's her actual boyfriend. These people don't date until 18 years later. I want you to understand something. Who she's describing now is actual boyfriend. Okay? The actual boyfriend. So this is not to do with him. This is the actual boyfriend now.
He could have thought I was going to be 17 pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
So
welcome to the yellow couch.
No, really, because the boyfriend that I had, I started dating him when I lied to him. I was 15. I told him I was 16 and that my birthday was going to be in January. And when I met him, it was the winter time. So it was about 3 months. So technically he could have thought I was going to be 17 pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
So I was deceiving because he was 20 at the time. And so
oh, she likes to play this game. She likes to play these games. 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 Something's not quite right in the milk. And of course, listen, I want to be fair, right? Not everyone's story is a pretty story. So I get it. You have to kind of tell the story in a particular way so that we don't run and jump and take it to the left. You got what I'm saying to you? And go, whoa, 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 oh yeah. Like I get it. You don't want us to take it left, and I get it. So I'm not gonna be mad at it. But there's something up. You know what I'm saying to you, right? Now, listen.
I thought
she likes that 20.
Yeah, I'm about to say that 20 number. That's the secret sauce right there. She said, no matter where she is.
So wait, we have to be aware. She lied to the boyfriend. She was actually 15, not 17. So when she spoke to him, we don't know the timeline here, right? When she spoke to him, when he beelined for her and he spoke to her, right? At that point in time, we don't know if this was a 1 year or 2 years into the boyfriend relationship. We don't know. Because obviously she lied, so we don't know, right? So she might have been 16, 15 when he met her. If they're saying 17, he actually might have met her, she might have been 15. Now, by the way, they are now 30 something. In our age group, let's be honest now. If we look at it from the lens of modern day today, we will all look at it like it's crazy. When we were young, 15 and 20, we might have thought a bit wild, but we never looked at it. We never looked at it crazy. We was like, okay, yeah. It's like you're dating an older boy. That's all we ever saw it as. Let's be honest, right? When we were younger and girls were dating boys that are older, we never looked at it as crazy. We would say like, you're dating someone older, yeah, it's kind of crazy, but not like the same way we look at it today, right? So we have to look at it from that lens. Today's lens is not yesterday's lens. So I want to give them grace on that, you know?
She want the 20.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting is, so our daughter, which is the oldest, she told her that you are going to meet your husband when you're 17.
Who told her that?
She told me, she said by the time, well, my daughter, this is like what she's like older. She's like 13. And she told me that she had heard on like some, I don't know if it was MySpace or some platform that she says, well, she says, they say, this is like fast forwarding to the future, obviously, but she says, they say you meet your husband.
Hold on.
What ended up happening was I ended up, he was in and out of jail. And so I he always had an excuse as to why. This is my first encounter, my experience with having to deal with somebody. So when he first initially told me one time I couldn't get a hold of him, and all of a sudden I'm getting this prepaid phone call and he tells me that he's in jail, I'm thinking like, okay. So everything within me is shock. That's the first thing that I feel. I'm thinking.
Okay, pay attention. This is not the man sitting next to her. The story she's telling is not about the man next to her. She had a boyfriend. This is the boyfriend. The boyfriend was a jailbird. The boyfriend was in and out of jail. And she was ride or die. I'm gonna skip this part because again, I'm gonna do a whole video breakdown on that. But right now we need to keep it moving. Okay. But I just want to let you know this is a little bit of toxicity she likes. Okay. She like a little bit of toxicity. She's grown out of it now, but the toxicity was there. Okay. The toxicity was there. Okay. I'm gonna skip forward. Because they're talking about their
it just disappeared from you too.
Yeah. That's true, because I didn't know she even went. So I was in college at the time. And the last time I saw her, we actually went on a couple of dates. Like she would come to my dorms. I went out because she was going to Laverne at the time, and she was in college, and we would hang out. And it was actually, I'll just share this story. There was a time where we were I was going to take her out on a date, and she was like, hello, where are you at? And I was driving on the freeway headed towards her, and she's like, I'm on the side of the road, and my car is not working. So a car broke down. And I drove to her, and she was with her friend. She was with her friend. She tells the story better, but she was with her friend, and I had a rose. So a single stem rose, and I brought it to her, and I took her and her friend back to the dorm. And what did your friend say? My friend
Tiffany was like, so now that's the kind of guy you should be dating. She was like, he is fine.
You heard that from your parents? Heard that from your family, everybody at Thanksgiving, and now your friend says this. Now, when did this happen though? Because
now, why the hell was she calling him? Remember, so at the time she has a boyfriend. This story here, this is going back to the same story. Why is she calling another man when she has a boyfriend? To come and pick her up from the roadside. What is your boyfriend doing? Yeah, your boyfriend's in jail. That's why she was connecting with him. She was replacing the brother. Oh my God. Now it makes sense. So the emotional aspect, the guy couldn't do the emotional aspect. So the gentleman here could at the time. Remember, this is when they were 17 and 18. They don't get together till 18 years later. Okay, so this is all before they get together. This is the early days when they first knew each other. Okay, all right. And the boyfriend that she actually was dating at the time was in and out of jail. So now when they tell the story about her calling him because her car had broken down, the reason why is because her boyfriend's in jail. Okay, the boyfriend's in jail. Listen again.
My dorms. I went out because she was going to Laverne at the time, and she was in college, and we would hang out. And it was actually, I'll just share this story. There was a time where I was going to take her out on a date, and she was like, hello, where are you at? And I was driving on the freeway headed towards her, and she's like, I'm on the side of the road, and my car is not working. So a car broke down, and I drove to her, and she was with her friend. She tells the story better, but she was with her friend, and I had a rose. So a single stem rose, and I brought it to her, and I took her and her friend back to the dorm. And what did your friend say?
My friend Tiffany was like, so now that's the kind of guy you should be dating. She was like, he is fine.
You heard that from your parents? Heard that from your family, everybody at Thanksgiving, and now your friend says this. Now, when did this happen though? Because this is before she moved, right?
Yeah, this is before
I moved. And my boyfriend and I at the time, we had broken up because he had gone to jail. Again, I was just kind of getting tired of it. Right?
Wait, had you broken up or he just gone to jail? We got to be clear here. I mean, we got to be clear. At the time, my boy, had you broken up or was he just in jail, sis? Because why is he even your boyfriend when he's in and out of jail for 4 years? Was he your boyfriend? Was you broken up? Or was he in jail? Okay, let's make that clear. Because sometimes people go like, well, he's in jail, so I guess that relationship not really there, but you ain't really discussed it. You know what I'm saying to you? Right? Because she's saying that she wept over this man and cried over this man because at the time, she had a kid for him, but it obviously got, it passed away because of her stress at the time as well. So
right.
There's a lot of things that
I'm thinking the first time should have been a little, but I still was, trying to help him.
And when you called it, so Matt, you called it a date. Mm-hmm. Was it a date or was you just going to hang out with your friend?
She said, don't you dare tell the truth. Listen again. Watch what happens.
Fine.
You heard that from your parents, heard that from your family, everybody at Thanksgiving, and now your friend says this. Now, when did this happen though? Because this is before she moved, right?
Yeah, this is before I moved. And my boyfriend and I at the time, we had broken up because he had gone to jail again. I was just kind of getting tired of it, right? I'm thinking the first time should have been but I still was, trying to help him.
And when you called it, so Matt, you called it a date. Was it a date, or was you just going to hang out with your friend?
Look where her hand went to. Her face and her hand said, "Don't you dare tell the truth." Hey, you can't tell me y'all weren't kicking it back in the day. I'm sorry. Y'all can't tell me that nonsense and shenanigans. I'm sorry. Y'all can't tell me nothing. Okay? Y'all can't turn me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Old girl turned around and said, "Don't you dare." That hand on the leg is not the comforting one. It's don't tell the truth on this one. Then she turned and said, what was it, a date? Yeah, it was a date, brother.
To me, it was a date.
And to me, it was him coming out to hang out with me because we were going to go hang out. So the fact that he brought me along Stem Road, I was like, oh, well, thank you.
Look. You can be as naive as you want. Stop playing that game. You know what I mean? Like, stop playing that game. You knew exactly what it was, and you were dangling with him on the edge of the boundaries. Let's be honest, bro. You know what I'm saying to you, right? We know this game right here, cuz but to me, he brought me a rose, and I was just friends. What, sis? He approached you, like. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like, he approached you. So I'm confused. Like, what's going on? Like, he approached you when you guys were kids. And again, bear in mind, y'all don't get married till 18. Okay. Now, I think this, by the way, you might think this is abnormal. This is not abnormal for fearful avoidance. You might think this behavior is abnormal. It is not abnormal for fearful avoidance. To minimalize certain things, they minimalize not only their emotions, but they also minimalize certain situations. Because again, fearful avoidance, the way that they look at danger is very different to other people, right? So because also fearful avoidance struggle to actually put in place good, strong boundaries. And they always believe that they can handle these things. Like, oh, he's just a friend. They always say, well, I'm not going to do anything. So it doesn't matter what he's doing. They don't realize it doesn't make a difference. It's still going to affect your relationship. Right? And this is where the manipulation kicks in, because what the fearful avoidant will do in these instances is like play dumb. And it's like they use it like, how do you call it? They weaponize the ignorance. Maybe we know. Come on now. But they were only 18 at the time, so I get it.
Ew, that's sweet.
Unexpected.
No, it was really a sweet gesture. But to me, it still just matched the type of person that I knew that he was.
So you felt like he's just a nice guy.
Yeah, I was like, he's so sweet.
But you don't see him you didn't take that as being romantic.
No, I didn't think of him trying to like talk to me in that way because he was my friend.
And what did you?
Man, she friend zoned this Negro for time. No offense, political. But although she friend zoned him, I think she was always waiting for the right time. She might have never felt good enough for him as well, right? She might have also felt like she was never good enough for him. So that's why she never said that. But that friend zone there, I know it. I know that energy. I've been there. I've seen it. I've tasted it. And trust me, I know what it looks like. This is that thing.
At that time, Matthew, what was it? Were you shooting your shot at that point?
Thinking back, I got to really think about that. I mean, I would say, yeah, I think I was trying to like pursue her because I did like her, and that's how I was. Like, that's how I moved. I was the nice guy.
Because you wouldn't just give any girl a rose, would you? You ain't just like, hey, all the girls for Valentine's Day, I just give y'all all roses.
Yeah,
no, it's like saying, no, I like you.
One. Yeah, no, 100%. No, that's what it is. And yeah, so that happened. We kept in touch, and then.
No, girl's a player. Hey, old girl is a player. She's thinking back right now. As she was looking to camera, she was thinking, rah, like I can't lie to you. Yeah, I had to of course I knew, but I didn't want to. I'm not trying to. No, like her head was spinning with the ideas. It was spinning with ideas. She
disappeared. Like I didn't know where she was. We didn't talk. I was like, I think without a trace.
There's nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
But listen, my time is up. We're definitely gonna do. We'll definitely do a video. April love, absolutely. You know what I mean? Absolutely. That's a fearful avoidance approach to things. It's like they know if they know they can't reach that level, they try to keep the person around out of the fear that if they go, they will be gone forever. So it's like they keep them around. You know what I'm saying to you? But let me tell you this now. If you're going to keep me around, I'm definitely going to get something like this. I'm not leaving without something. I'm going to tell you for free. I'm not leaving without something. You get what I'm saying to you? Like, if you're going to keep me hanging around, I am going to be honest with you. I'm going to leave here with something. Because it ain't no way I'm going to be like trying to be around you and be up in your business and you're not going to keep it. If I'm around you like that, baby, trust me, I'm going to be leaving with something. Okay? We going to be leaving with something. Okay? All right? So, listen, I'm going to leave it there. There's a lot more to break down. We'll do a part 2. This one's a powerful one, trust me. But there was a lot that was happening in this situation as well. But, yeah, we'll get there another time. Probably do it tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. We're going to see you again very soon. Very much. Thank you very much for Rochelle. And thank you very much, April, as well. Don't forget, guys, if you do want some coaching, please do reach out to me. Book a discovery call down below. It is free. And we'd love to hear from you guys as well. So if you're in need of coaching, okay, book a free discovery call. Let's see if we can actually help you first and foremost. Let's see if we can align and see if we can match your expectations, okay? Don't be afraid. But I appreciate you guys. Listen, we're going to definitely come back. I'm going to do a part 2 later on tomorrow, yeah? I appreciate you guys. Still locked, so we'll see you again soon. Much love. Appreciate you.